When we first saw him, he was lying alone in the corner of an abandoned alley. Skinny, scared, and too weak to even lift his head. It looked like he had given up on life. But what happened next changed everything. It was early morning when our rescue team received a call about a dying dog. When we arrived, we found a small brown dog covered in dirt, ticks, and old wounds. His eyes were dull, but they were begging for help. He tried to stand, but his legs shook and collapsed. We knew he didn't have much time left. We slowly approached him to avoid scaring him. When our rescuer reached out a hand, the dog didn't run. He just looked up with the saddest eyes we had ever seen, as if asking, "Will you hurt me too?" That was the moment we decided we will fight for him, even if he can't fight for himself. We wrapped him in a soft blanket and rushed him to the clinic. He was dehydrated, severely malnourished, and suffering from infections. The vet said, "He's been neglected for a long time, but let's try our best." He was so weak that he fell asleep in the car, maybe the first peaceful sleep he had in weeks. At the clinic, he received IV fluids, antibiotics, and a full medical check. He didn't resist, maybe because he finally felt safe. Every time the vet touched him gently, his tail moved just a little, a tiny sign of hope. After stabilizing him, we gave him his first bath. The water turned dark with dirt and fleas. He shivered, not from fear, but from relief. For the first time, he was being cared for, not ignored. As we dried him, he leaned on our rescuer's arm, trusting a human again. Days passed. His eyes became brighter. His appetite came back. He wagged his tail whenever he saw us. The dog who once couldn't stand was now taking small steps. We named him Lucky, because he survived what many wouldn't. 2 weeks later, Lucky walked outside for the first time. The sun touched his fur, and he looked around the yard like he was seeing the world again for the first time. He sniffed the grass, chased butterflies, and even tried to play with a ball. A family saw Lucky's story online and instantly wanted to meet him. When they walked into the shelter, Lucky slowly approached, sniffed their hands, and then did something he rarely did before. He wagged his tail nonstop. It was clear Lucky had chosen his new family. Today, Lucky sleeps in a warm bed, plays in a big yard, and eats more treats than he probably should. His transformation is unbelievable. The dog who once lay alone in an alley now lives in a loving home with people who adore him. Lucky's story reminds us of one thing: no animal deserves to be abandoned. A little love, a little care can save a life. If you're watching this, remember, you can be someone's hero too. In our last video, we introduced Lucky, a dog abandoned in an alley, rescued, and slowly regaining his health. But his journey wasn't over yet. The hardest part was about to begin, teaching him to trust again. Even after weeks of care, Lucky would flinch at sudden movements. He would hide if someone approached too quickly. The scars of neglect ran deep. Our team knew patience was key. We spent hours sitting quietly, letting him sniff our hands, letting him come to us on his own. And slowly the fear began to fade, replaced with curiosity. Lucky needed more than love. He needed strength. Gentle walks turned into longer strolls. Tiny leaps turned into joyful runs. For the first time, he chased a ball with full energy, barked with excitement, and even played with other dogs at the shelter. Every small victory was a milestone in his journey from survival to happiness. But recovery isn't always smooth. One night, Lucky developed a high fever. Panic set in. Would he make it? The vets worked tirelessly, and after hours of care, he stabilized. Moments like this remind us how fragile life can be, and how precious every second is. Weeks later, a loving family came to meet Lucky. At first, he was hesitant, sniffed them cautiously, then stepped back. But the family was patient. They spoke softly, extended their hands, and gave him space. Slowly, Lucky inched closer, tail wagging ever so slightly. It was a moment of pure magic, trust being built one gentle touch at a time. Finally, the day came. Lucky's new family arrived at the shelter with open hearts. He walked into their car, his eyes bright, tail wagging like never before. It was more than adoption. It was a promise of love, safety, and a lifetime of happiness. Today, Lucky runs through a sunny backyard, cuddles on the couch, and enjoys all the treats he wants. He has friends, toys, and most importantly, a family who loves him unconditionally. From the streets to a loving home, Lucky's journey is a reminder that second chances are real, and love can heal the deepest wounds. If Lucky's story touched your heart, remember, countless animals out there are waiting for someone like you. They may be scared, abandoned, or injured, but with your help they can thrive. Share this video, support your local shelters, and be a hero in an animal's life.